What is going on, YouTube world? My name is Ghiman McKinney, or you can just call me Juice. That is my nickname. I appreciate all you guys for tuning in and watching the channel today. Be sure to smash this like button right now, as it does help these videos get out to the public. Subscribe to my channel if you're new as well. I do post a ton of great sports videos weekly and almost every single day if I can. Internal post notifications too, so you don't miss a single video. It's only right. And be sure, like I said, to like this video, as it does help the channel grow. I'm sorry. Tua Tagovailoa is clearly and by far overrated. He's overrated. He just is. I have major concerns about Tua Tagovailoa as far as playing at the next level versus the big boys in the NFL. You know, I have major concerns. I really do. And a couple reasons why. Well, first of all, before I get to the couple reasons why, everyone's saying that Tua Tagovailoa is the best quarterback in the 2020 draft class and that he should be going #1 overall, that he's a top 4 pick, maybe potentially a top 4 pick based on team needs. You know, if a team, if there's 2 teams up there that desperately need a quarterback, I could see Tua Tagovailoa going top 4 in the draft. Okay, but as far as being one of the 4 best players in this upcoming draft next year, no, Tua Tagovailoa is not one of the 4 best players. He's not even the best quarterback. Justin Herbert out of Oregon is the best quarterback. Justin Herbert at Oregon, yes. He's the best quarterback in this draft, not Tua. So all these mock drafts that you see that says, man, 2020 draft, Tua Tagovailoa, first quarterback taken, #1 overall, it's Tua, Justin Herbert second, Justin Herbert third. No. I don't understand why people say that Tua is the most NFL-rated quarterback in this upcoming draft next year in the 2020 class. I just don't see it. I just don't. There's something about it. I just don't. And the concerns I have about Tua Tagovailoa, okay, I'll just start off with the fact that, look, let's talk about the big games that he has played in and his performance in these big games. Because when I look around in these big game performances, spoiler alert, Tua Tagovailoa looks terrible. Yes, he doesn't look good in these big games. Let's give you the best teams Tua Tagovailoa played last year. Because let's be real, guys. I don't care what you do versus the Citadel. I don't care what you do versus Louisville. I don't care what you do versus South Carolina. I don't care. If they're not a school, as far as quarterbacks go at a major Power 5 school, if you're not showing me that you can compete with the big boys like the LSUs, like the Auburns, like the Ohio States, like the Michigans, like the Clemsons, I don't want to hear about you. Because you should be putting up numbers versus the Citadel. You should be putting up numbers versus these teams that know they have lost the game before they even get off the bus, guys. You should be putting up godly numbers versus that team, okay? You should, okay? So let's look at Tua Tagovailoa when he played the 4 toughest teams last year. Because let's be real, guys. At Alabama, you pretty much have an advantage if you play at Alabama. You're usually 99% of the time, unless you're facing a Clemson, Georgia, or Ohio State potentially, you usually are the best team on the field, and by far. Usually when Alabama steps on the field, they're going to be a favorite, okay? Let's look at the teams that Tua Tagovailoa faced, okay? These 4 big games that Tua Tagovailoa absolutely shrunk and looked terrible in, okay? Between the LSU game, the Mississippi State game last year, the Georgia game, the Clemson game, all 4 of those games, Tua Tagovailoa struggled, okay? In those 4 games, he had a 58% completion percentage, 6 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. And 2 of those games, the Mississippi State game at home, he had to leave the game because he got hurt. And in the Georgia game, he had to leave the game because he got hurt. So this guy, Tua Tagovailoa, can't even get through a full game. Now, again, I'm not knocking Tua. I'm not clowning him because of injury. I obviously want the guy to stay healthy. I want him to stay healthy. I want him on the field. But again, if you can't stay healthy at the college level, I have major concerns about you at the NFL level. And there was not a player, someone showed me a player last year that spent more time in the injury tent than Tua Tagovailoa. Someone tell me, someone show me a video, someone sent me clips of a player last year that spent more time in the injury tent last year than Tua Tagovailoa. Because the guy every time I looked up was in the injury tent. The guy every time I looked up was hobbled and had a bad knee. And versus these teams, the Clemsons, the Georgias, the Mississippi States, the LSU, the guy struggled, okay? This is very concerning and alarming because Tua Tagovailoa is throwing to Jerry Jeudy. He's throwing to Waddle. He's throwing to Henry Ruggs. He's throwing to Irv Smith. Very good elite players. And he's struggling. When Tua Tagovailoa does not by far clearly have the best team on the field, he has struggled. Versus these teams, LSU, Mississippi State, Georgia, Clemson. You know what all they have in common? They all have NFL prospects. They all have NFL players on that team. And when you go up against at the college level, and you can't beat teams that have NFL players at the college level, I have major concerns. I'm sorry. When you get to the NFL, listen, when it comes to a college defense, versus the best defense in college compares nowhere near to the best defense in the NFL. Arguably, the best defense last year was Clemson, okay? That's the most accurate representation of an NFL defense. I'm sorry. Clemson does have some nice players on that defense. They compare nothing, and I mean nothing, to the Chicago Bears defense last year. The Chicago Bears defense and the Clemson defense from college, the gap is wide, okay? The gap is pretty wide, okay? Listen, Clemson definitely has some very good players on defense. But again, they have about 3 or 4, maybe 5 guys that are getting drafted. The rest of the guys compared to NFL players are average athletes. Just compared to NFL players. At the college level, most D1 athletes compared to NFL athletes are pretty average, okay? You know, some of those players on those teams can make a roster. And so, there's about 3 or 4 players on a Mississippi State, an Alabama, or Georgia, an Ohio State, or Clemson that definitely can start next year on an NFL team. But most of those players, compared to all the NFL players and other players in the league, they're average athletes, okay? Obviously, your numbers are going to go down when you play better competition. I totally get that. Totally get it. Totally get it, okay? You're not going to put up 3 or 4 touchdowns on Clemson's defense. But Tua Tagovailoa's numbers are way down. And in that national championship game versus Clemson, and that's SEC title game versus Georgia, where he didn't even finish the full game because the Georgia Bulldogs were putting such a beating on his body. I mean, I have major concerns because the best accurate representation of what we can see as far as the NFL defense goes is these teams right here. And Tua Tagovailoa versus them has struggled. Imagine when he has to face an NFL defense, a real NFL defense that can prepare for him week to week. That will scheme up and watch all his tape from college, okay? Because there's going to be a lot of college film for Tua Tagovailoa out there. And NFL teams will look at that and they will dissect it and they will adjust and they will make life uncomfortable for you. And let's also take this into account, guys. I want my quarterbacks to play well in big games, okay? You know, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, you know, Peyton Manning, Patrick Mahomes even this past year, Russell Wilson. What makes all the elite quarterbacks in the NFL special is, you know, there's some players, you know, that in pressure situations stay about the same, okay? That's fine. There's some players that elevate in pressure situations, in big moments, in big time playoff games. And then there's some players that just flat out shrink when the moment gets too big. And I'm sorry, you know, Kirk Cousins, you're a very good quarterback, but you shrink in those moments, okay? Matt Ryan, I'm sorry, you're a good quarterback. You shrink in those moments, okay? You know, the Aaron Rodgers, the Tom Brady's, the Big Ben Roethlisbergers, you know, the Drew Breeses, you know, those elite level quarterbacks at the next level elevate under pressure, or at least are somewhat the same in pressure. You know, Donovan McNabb, that was his biggest issue. In pressure situations, he choked. He wasn't very good. You know, James Harden, as good as he is in the NBA, when the pressure gets on, James Harden, nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found, man. You know, you see with NBA players all the time. You know, they're so great in the regular season, but when the moment shines brightest, when you need them to come through for you the most, they're nowhere to be found. And that's the same thing that I get with Tua Tagovailoa in these big games versus Mississippi State, versus Georgia, versus Clemson, okay? And another thing I really worry about with Tua is he's always had the best team on the field. And he's struggled even when he's had major advantages, okay? Or at least a level playing field, okay? What happens when he has to go to an NFL team when their offensive line is bad? When the coaching is bad? When the offensive line sucks? When there's bad wide receivers? Where the defense can't get off the field? Where there's no good running game? Where there's not a Josh Jacobs to hand the ball to 30 or 40 times? Can he take over a franchise? Can he take the beating? Can he take the pounding of getting hit pretty much every single play with a bad offensive line? Because Alabama's offensive line was pretty good. I mean, Jonah Williams, he was one of the first offensive linemen taken in the upcoming draft, this past draft. Jonah Williams, one of the first offensive linemen taken in Alabama. NFL wide receivers, NFL offensive line. I'm just saying. And one thing about Tua Tagovailoa I don't like, this is the final thing that really nails on the coffin for me of why I'm not a big Tua Tagovailoa fan as far as the NFL level, okay? Because, like I said, to me, Justin Herbert is the better NFL prospect. There's a couple reasons why. Well, for one, because the talent level between Justin Herbert and Tua Tagovailoa to me is not that big, okay? It's not that big. I mean, Tua has a very good strong arm. I give you that. He has a strong arm. The guy can make every throw on the field. But Justin Herbert can pretty much do the same thing. He is just as equally good of an athlete. I mean, he's a dual threat guy. He's not a dual threat guy. Neither Tua Tagovailoa or Justin Herbert are dual threat quarterbacks. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that, okay? But either way, they're both very good athletes. They both can scramble and get away from pressure. But one thing Justin Herbert does is he hits singles, okay? What I mean by that is when he hits singles, he takes what the defense gives him. He will check down to his running backs. He will check down to his wide receivers. He will just keep the chains moving. What Tua Tagovailoa loves to do is look for the big play consistently. And that's where he gets in trouble versus the Alabamas, versus the Clemsons, versus the very good defenses, okay? And also, Tua Tagovailoa is not great when you disguise your pressure, okay? When you disguise a defense, Tua Tagovailoa can get baited into turnovers. He can get baited into some bad throws, some bad decisions, okay? Justin Herbert, when I see that on tape, I don't see that. I think he definitely has a better football IQ than Tua Tagovailoa. So Tua Tagovailoa's football IQ and him reading defenses, his ability to work around a messy pocket, a pocket in which he's getting pressured in. Because Tua Tagovailoa under pressure, when he's getting blitzed, his accuracy falls off a cliff. He's not very good when he gets blitzed, okay? He's not very good at making reads when he has consistent pressure in his face. Justin Herbert is very good at that. He's very good under pressure, when he's blitzed. He's very good at reading defenses. He's very good at just keeping the chains moving and taking what the defense gives him. Now, again, like I said, Tua Tagovailoa, he definitely can improve on what he's doing right now. I would not be shocked if Tua Tagovailoa continues to get better, because there's one thing about Tua Tagovailoa that I've heard about and that Nick Saban and the Alabama players are raved about is his leadership, okay, and his work ethic, okay. They've talked about and raved about the fact that he's an excellent leader, that he's one of the hardest workers on the team. So again, I'm rooting for Tua. I think he potentially could correct these things. But we all need to really just slow down this hype train with Tua, man. I mean, he's not the next great quarterback. He's not. He's not better than Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert, 6'6", 225 pounds. Tua's just barely 6'1". I mean, look again. I'm not going to use height as a big difference, okay, because I do think Kyler Murray is going to ball out this year, and I thought that Baker Mayfield last year. I thought Baker Mayfield last year should have been the first quarterback taken in the draft. So again, when it comes to height, I have my exceptions, okay? But as far as Tua goes, I don't know. Their arm strength is pretty equal. They both can make all the right throws, but Justin Herbert does the little things correctly. He recognizes defenses, okay? He can consistently win in the pocket. Tua Tagovailoa does not consistently win within the pocket. He doesn't stay in the pocket and deliver darts, okay? He consistently loves to roll out and consistently work outside the pocket. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with working off schedule on your plays. But you need to be able to win within the pocket in the NFL. And again, please do not misconstrue what I'm saying. Tua Tagovailoa can definitely throw within the pocket. He definitely can. I've seen it. He does that a lot. But at times he does not do that. At times he will revert to going outside the pocket way too much and relying on the home run ball way too much when throwing the deep ball, okay? He needs to just hit those singles, hit those doubles, and not look for the big shot, the big home run down the field. Justin Herbert, he does not have that issue, okay? And he's very great outside the pocket too. He's not as good of improvising as Tua Tagovailoa. He's not as dynamic outside the pocket. But again, Justin Herbert definitely has that element to his game when you watch him play. When pressure breaks down, that's fine. Go do your thing. Go improvise or whatever. But again, to me, Justin Herbert is clearly the better player. Their talent is about equal. Their athleticism is about equal. But Justin Herbert can read defenses. He takes what the defense gives him. And one thing about Justin Herbert, he stays healthy. He's a durable kid. He's big. I'm sorry. Tua's durability versus average athletes, he's consistently hurt. He's always in the injury tent. So again, I'm not saying Tua Tagovailoa is going to be a bust. I never said that in this video. I'm not saying I wouldn't take him in the draft. But don't tell me he's the best quarterback in the draft. And don't tell me he's this surefire, can't miss prospect. No, he's not. Until Tua Tagovailoa improves on what he does, and on all things I said, playing better in big games, reading defenses, taking what the defense gives him, okay? Being patient in the pocket, reading defenses, staying healthy. Then I can move him up over Justin Herbert, because I think his upside is a little bit higher than one Justin Herbert. And I think Justin Herbert and Tua Tagovailoa, as of right now, are the clear-cut two best quarterbacks in the draft, okay? But I think that Justin Herbert has separated himself, and I think he's the best quarterback in the 2020 draft. And I think that Tua Tagovailoa, while he does have talent, has a little bit of way to go before he definitely can take over and totally change the outcome of an NFL franchise. Be sure to comment where you agree with me and you disagree with me, okay? I want to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video today. Be sure to smash this like button right now if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel if you're new as well. I do post a ton of great sports videos weekly and almost every single day if I can. A fun fact about me is I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world. I want to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. Kind of like Colin Cowherd, Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp. You get the point. Okay, I want to do sports, television, and radio for a full living once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I currently am a freshman there right now. So the best thing you guys can do to just help me continue to grow as a young broadcaster is to just share this channel with all your friends, because potentially if this channel really gets somewhere, I want to start my own network, okay? Or potentially if it doesn't, or if I fall a little bit short, I want to go into a big time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. So the best thing you guys can do to just flat out just help me grow as a broadcaster, help me learn, get other people hip to this channel, just share this channel with all your friends. Share this channel on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram, all that good stuff. Also, be sure to follow me on all my social media platforms. And once again, guys, just share this channel with everyone you know. Get everyone hipped and watching these videos. Get my voice out there and heard. Share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram, all that good stuff. It's been your boy Ghiman Mckinney, or you can just call me Juice. I appreciate all you guys for tuning in today. I really do. Have a God blessed day. Stay motivated, you guys, and I'm out.